All right, there she is. Welcome back, boys and girls. It's been a long time. It's probably been like a year, maybe. I don't know. Hope everyone's been doing well. Today I'm taking the coupe. Yosh. I'm just now leaving. We're going to get to the RV park first, which is where he's staying, and then from there we will go to the airport together. So once we get to the airport, it's his own private plane. He's got a private hangar and everything, so I don't expect there to be too much delay once we get there. So yeah, I got a couple questions I want to ask him, like kind of interview style, if you will, and see what his thoughts are, see kind of how he got started, what his background is, and yeah, so I'm looking forward to being able to do that for everybody. So yeah, in the meantime, just get to drive. Pulling into the RV park right now. And yeah, I'm about to call the pilot, see which one of these is his, and then I'm assuming we're just going to carpool and head to the airport. So yeah, let's figure it out. So I just got off the phone with him. He told me to wait up here at the front, and then he's going to pull up on me on his bike, and then he said to follow him on his bike and me in the car to the airport. So I don't know how far that is. The weather's clearing up a little bit. Let's see. As you can see, definitely some nice blue skies today. So I think it's gonna be pristine once we get up there. It's nice and warm. It's about 80 degrees Fahrenheit, which for you Celsius people, I think that's about 28, 27, somewhere right in there. So yeah, nice warm day. And yeah, I will catch up with you guys when I get to the airport. Yep, so there he is, right in the orange up there. That is the pilot today. So, oh, well, there's the airport. So, looks like it's definitely bikeable. I did not think it'd be that close, but yeah, there it is, right there. So, got some big planes back in there. This is a bigger airport than I thought it was for this area, but yeah, Florida airports are usually always packed. There's so many pilots in this state. But yeah, so once we pull in and get closer to the plane, I'll be able to get some questions out of him, and or get some answers out of him by asking him some questions, and then we will get to the plane. Catch up with y'all then. All right, so we're out here at the hangar, checking it all out, and we're about to check out the plane. So when we get inside, I'll be able to pop it open and check it out for y'all.
And so I started flying. First time I think I ever went a small plane, I was maybe 9 or 10 with one of my older brothers. Had a buddy got his pilot's license, and I sat in the back and went, and I thought, oh, this is great.
Awesome.
So when I was in my last year of high school, I started pilot training.
Mm-hmm.
My brother was a pilot in the Air Force, so I thought, okay, I'm going to definitely do that.
Mm-hmm.
Went all the way through, got my pilot's license. My last quarter at university, my eyesight went to 20/20.
Okay.
Air Force wouldn't let you correct.
Oh,
Couldn't get glasses, couldn't get contacts, couldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden, this whole thing I thought I was going to be doing,
right,
you know, it just was for naught. So, well, I had my pilot's license, and I kept flying, and I flew until I had little kids, and then it got expensive and time consuming, and so I just kind of put it on the back burner.
Right.
Started flying remote control planes, and you can see some of them here. I actually really got into that, thinking, well, that'll give me at least something else to do.
Nice.
Got very competitive with it.
Yep.
Flew gliders in contests for a long time. And
wow.
did well.
Okay. Awesome.
So when I came to Florida, I'd gotten divorced after 25 years, wasn't expecting to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ended up in Florida because I had a buddy that was a business partner of mine in California, which is where I grew up.
Awesome.
And I ended up here, figured I was going to be here for a year, and then I'd go figure out what I wanted to do.
Right.
When I was here, I met a couple guys flying remote control planes. I was teaching them how to fly.
Cool.
And one of them was with the Sheriff's Department. He ran the aviation section.
Oh, how about that?
I said,
okay.
well, yeah, geez, what do you do with that?
Yeah.
And he says, well, we have helicopters, and we fly them at night, and we follow what's going on the ground. So I said, wow, that sounds great. He said, well, why don't you volunteer and I'll train you up, and you can use the infrared system, which is basically when you see a chase scene at night and it's black and white, that's the infrared system. So I learned how to run that.
Right.
And I then flew about 5 to 6 nights a month, and I would have done it 5 or 6 nights a week. It was great, super fun.
Right.
So that kind of got me back in again, flying regularly. Then I have a buddy of mine that I was also teaching his son how to fly remote control planes, and he's an instructor and flew for UPS.
Nice.
And he had a little aerobatic plane, and so he was asking if I was current, and I said, well, I'm not, but I'm flying in the helicopter, and I learned how to fly the helicopter. And he said, well, shoot, why don't you fly my plane? I'm like, okay, I can do that.
Yeah, sure.
So he trained me up on that, and it was a tail dragger, which I hadn't used before, which means the wheels on the back,
right?
Which is kind of an old school, you know, type of deal. And I loved it. I thought it was great. So I got back flying with him. Got my currency back with my license. You never lose your license, but you gotta stay current. And so that was great. So then COVID hit. And when COVID hit, we lived full time in an RV, my wife and I, and my new wife, Linda and I. And so we traveled all over the place. Well, at one point, all the borders were closed, going up into Georgia and Carolinas and Alabama and all that. And so we weren't sure if we were going to get out of Florida, and we didn't want to be here during the summer.
Right, no, of course.
So I said, you know what? I had heard about this particular plane, which is a Super Petrel. I decided, you know what? I'm going to check and see whether I can find one. I did.
Nice.
Didn't end up. I thought I had it bought. Somebody else bought it ahead of me.
Right.
I found this one up in Virginia, and so I bought it. And it was really an escape pod as much as anything else.
Nice.
The fact that it was amphibious was a big draw for me, because flying for me is just getting up in the air and just doing it.
Right.
It's not so much having a destination I have to get to or a mission that way. My mission is just pure fun.
Exactly.
Pure enjoyment. So I bought the plane, went up, got trained up there. The borders opened up. Found an airport in southwestern North Carolina. So I found a small little grass strip that had hangars. Hangared during the summer, flew all summer.
Nice.
Brought it down here, had a hangar down here, or got a hangar down here and in Florida, and then flew it all last winter, flew it all last summer again in North Carolina, and here I'm back in Florida again. So
awesome.
So the reason for an amphibious plane is they have so much more capability. If I take off a regular plane, I gotta land in an airport for the most part.
Of course, right.
This, all I need is a body of water that's at least 18 inches deep.
That's crazy.
And I can go. So if you look at the plane, on the bottom is a jet ski, basically. That's the hull, and it looks just like a jet ski.
No, you're right, yeah.
This wheel kicks up, those wheels kick up under the wings, and now we're on the water and we're just running around like a jet ski.
Wow.
To give you a comparison, normally if you're flying a regular plane, you're going to take off, maybe you land in another airport, maybe not, just fly around, you land back at the same airport.
Right.
I'll do 15 or 20 touch and goes on the water in a span of a normal flight, where most guys are one landing.
One and done, yeah.
And that's it. And we'll do this. We fly typically between 20 feet and 80 feet, maybe 100 feet above the water, all over the harbor, all over. So you see all the animals and everything there.
That's awesome.
It's closer than we are from here to the other hangar.
Right.
So it gives you a bird's eye view that is really, really unique to flying, and that's what makes this unique.
Awesome. Good deal. All right. Well, I think you answered my question about the seaplane. So thanks for your time, Mark. Looking forward to the flight. Let's go. are back. That was a lot of fun. I had a blast. We saw all kinds of cool stuff, and you can see the weather's changing a little bit now. So we got out at the perfect time with like all the bright sun, and the water was perfect. So yeah, just gonna wrap up, clean up, and be good to go. So just while we wait, getting all the water hosed off, but I just wanted to get a little tour of her. So yeah, here's the hangar. Definitely got a lot of home stuff in here too. Surfboard, the bike. Yeah, there she is. Super Petrel. Apparently there's only like less than 50 of these in the US, so it's really cool. Really, really cool. And just like that, we are back in the whip. That was pretty fun. I gotta be honest, that was pretty sick. Like I said, I've been up in like a private plane before where it's just like a two-seater or whatever, similar to how this one was, but man, I gotta say, being on the seaplane and then kind of like touching down and being able to just jump off from the water itself, really, really cool. A lot of adrenaline when you're like about to touch down. It's like, oh my gosh, you're literally like staring at the water like you're lower than you are on a boat. It's insane. So yeah, I mean, it was a great time. Pilot was such a great guy. He was super informative. Just, you know, even let me get to fly the plane a little bit. I didn't get any footage of that because I was trying to focus. But yeah, it was super, super fun. Huge shout out to Pilot Mark for bringing me out and letting me fly on the plane.